you stand right here on the line. Alright, just like that. Go 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you want, I can take another picture when the team's on the field too.
Okay.
For just the second time in 4 days, Switchbacks FC will have to play a match at home. They'll be happy to do it as they host a Rio Grande Valley FC side that they can jump over in the standings with a victory tonight. Good evening and welcome to Widener Field alongside Roland Vargas. I'm Ryan Kaufman. I feel like we were just doing this the other day, but tough task to ask a team to play 2 matches in 4 days' time, but being at home, that helps. Also the fact that they played so well on Wednesday, Switchbacks are excited to get back at it.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the draw. They got the point they needed. It was a good fight back from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. They'll look to build on that here this evening.
Well, as we take a look at the way these two teams have matched up over the course of these two teams' histories, last time out, and that's indicative of most of this series, it did not go well for Switchbacks FC. A 3-0 loss in June. They'll be looking to completely forget that.
Yeah, RGVFC so strong down in Edinburgh, Texas. The Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. They're just a place behind the Switchbacks in 15th. And for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they're going to have to stop this man right here, Carlos Small, a terrific striker in the USL Championship.
He hasn't scored in a while, but he is tied for the team lead in goals, so he's always dangerous. And speaking of dangerous for Switchbacks FC, how good was it to see this guy open up his ledger? Saeed Robinson on Wednesday, the go-ahead goal, celebrated his birthday a day after. He'll look to continue what has been a very good week for him.
Yeah, Saeed Robinson was fantastic. You see his goal right there. What a touch that was over the goalkeeper. Well deserved that goal from all-around performance from the young Jamaican.
Well, as we mentioned, Switchbacks FC can jump right over the Toros with a win tonight. So a lot on the line. Starting lineups and kickoff are next.
Would you believe
A well-known fertility doctor used his own sperm to father countless children.
I stacked the deck.
you did terrible harm?
My mom was patient of your father's.
Let's find out if I share a special bond with a stranger.
Keep reaching.
How's our father doing? I'm just dying to get to know him.
People want answers. I want answers.
If they take me down, it'll destroy you too.
How many others do you think there are?
Dozens more.
Almost Family, coming this fall to Fox.
Colorado is famous for craft beers, and Fox 21 wants to help you find a new favorite. Presenting the Colorado Springs On-Tap Craft Beer Passport. For just $24.99, enjoy a flight of beers from each participating brewery. Just go to fox21news.com, click on Community, click on Deals, and purchase your craft beer passport. The Colorado Springs On-Tap Craft Beer Passport. Buy yours today.
Let's face it, the suits are pretty cool.
Whoa.
Thank you. Next. Let me help. That was amazing. We make a good team. World's finest.
Welcome back to Widener Field. We are moments away from Switchbacks FC and Rio Grande Valley FC getting underway. First, we lead off with our Children's Hospital of Colorado player walkout. There you see the two teams who will match up tonight. Now let's take a look at how these two teams will line up. First of all, for RGVFC, no surprise, Nico Corti gets a start and goal. One clean sheet this season. Coincidentally, it came against the Switchbacks. Toros captain Kyle Adams anchors the back line, and Carlos Small, who we highlighted in the pregame, will come off the bench tonight, but Michael Salazar, who is tied for the team leading goal, will be in the starting 11. And for Switchbacks FC, full-blown member of the Switchbacks, Abraham Rodriguez, will start in goal. More on him as we move forward. No Ronnie Argueta today again due to the 3-game suspension, so the midfield and up front will look very similar to the other night. Mike Seth will get the start up top. Roland, what do we got for the keys to the match for RGVFC?
Yeah, they've been shipping goals lately. They've got to shore up the back, get Carlos Small involved if he's able to come off the bench and deal with the altitude. He struggled in Salt Lake against the Real Monarchs. They've got to do well up here. It's a difficult place to play. Obviously, they had a good result. For the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, keep scoring just like they did, getting those 2 goals on Wednesday night. Got to be strong without the ball. RGV likes to possess, like to keep the ball, like to move side to side. And a bit of a new look in that Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC center and midfield. As you said, with the suspension of Ronnie Argueta, they're changing things up. They're playing some different bodies in there, looking to get some fresh legs.
Well, Mike Seth, who's back into the starting 11, he's been hampered by injuries the last month or so. He is healthy, and he gets us underway. Jordan Schweitzer will then chip it to the near side, looking for Tucker Bone. That one goes out of play off of RGV, and it will be Jordan Burt, the captain, throwing it in. Misses its mark, was intended for Shane Malcolm. Now taken away by the Toros, and that pass skips off the turf and out of play. Burt one more time will throw this one in. Mike Seth with the header. We're used to seeing the Switchbacks in dark colors at home. Not the case with RGVFC here. The Switchbacks wearing their predominantly white uniforms with the black hoops. As on the near side, Shane Malcolm will have possession of it. Gets it up to Tucker Bone, who couldn't quite hang on to it. Taken away by the Toros.
Good high press early on from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. You see Shane Malcolm closing down there off the ball. Referee just going to bring that back for the foul as Malcolm was reaching to block that pass out of the back.
As you see, our head referee today, Eric Tattersall, he'll be assisted by Babukar Jallo and Christian Lara. The fourth official tonight will be Robert Kiefer. Rio Grande Valley FC coming into play tonight, 1 point above Switchbacks FC. And you look, Roland, really spots 7 through 15 in the Western Conference. Not a lot of winning being done for all of those spots. And with the Switchbacks, they're 5 points over the last 5 games, or excuse me, 7 points over the last 5 games, is actually the second highest point total of anybody in that range. So the Switchbacks are very much still in this thing in the USL Western Conference as we take a look at our coaches for today. First of all, Gerson Echeverry, the second-year head coach of Rio Grande Valley FC, the former Seton Hall Pirate, coached for 4 years at his alma mater, and then took the job last year with Rio Grande Valley FC. They failed to make the playoffs in 2018. Malcolm plays this one back to Jordan Burt. Now Schweitzer over to Chris Reeves. Reeves and Abdul Nguadabaye very good at the center back position in Wednesday night's victory, as is Jome there battling through a couple of defenders will draw the foul. Really thought that they kept Portland from getting on the board early in that match and played well defensively. As you take a look at interim head coach Woldy Harris, 2-3-1 in his time, albeit brief, as the interim head coach of the Switchbacks, of course, coming off of that 2-2 draw middle of the week here in Colorado Springs.
You mentioned
good slide tackle from behind here as Ish Jome tries to corral the ball for Switchbacks FC. It will bounce back towards midfield.
I was just going to say, you mentioned just how good Nguadabaye and Chris Reeves were as that partnership. Huge for the Switchbacks to have Jamal Jack back available, but Reeves and Nguadabaye keep their center back spots against the Toros tonight.
I spoke with Jamal Jack, who played his first game on Wednesday since injuring his shoulder back in May, and asked him if he expected to be back in the starting 11 this week. And to a man, he said, whatever Woldy Harris thinks is the best 11 to get us victories, I will abide by that. And, you know, sometimes that's player speak, but coming from a guy like Jamal Jack, you really believe it. He just wants what's best for this Switchbacks team. As Nguadabaye swings and misses, Charlie Brown's that ball. Thankfully, Abraham Rodriguez is back there to play it. Now distributed out to the far side of the field. Jordan Schweitzer now to Chris Reeves. Whether Jack's in the starting lineup or not, Roland, it just makes this team's even deeper as Tucker Bone plays this on the near side, trying to cross. That one is blocked out. Switchbacks will keep it.
Yeah, good play from Tucker Bone, breaking forward down that right-hand side. Nice little 1-2, winning the home side their first Z-Trip corner kick of the evening.
Yeah, Junqua in there to stop that service in. And Ish Jome, not surprisingly, will trot down to the Z-Trip corner to take this one. That is his role with this Switchbacks team, in addition to everything else he does. But he is the guy on these corner kicks and has been very successful so far. So first chance here off the corner for Switchbacks FC. Jome sends it in, a little bit strong, going for a post, headed off the post.
Yeah, Switchbacks captain Jordan Burt coming flying in there at the back post. What a brilliant ball that was in. And a great job, Jordan Burt, attacking that ball. Maybe just got a tip onto that post. We'll see when we get the replay now. Is Jome seeing if he can put another ball back in.
Looking for Mike Seth this time, and it sails out. It will be a goal kick coming up for RGVFC, and as promised, here is a look.
Yeah, Jordan Bird, you can see him just stalking in at the back post. And it was a good job just pushing that one onto the frame and out, but a good chance for the Switchbacks inside the opening 10 minutes here at Widener Field.
As Jordan Bird directly below our broadcast position here at Widener Field will be whistled for the foul. 7th minute, no score. Second match in 4 days here for Switchbacks FC. Rio Grande Valley FC crossing midfield. They'll chip it over the top. And one headed towards the middle, taken away by Chris Reeves, and he'll clear it out by the Rio Grande Valley FC bench. Talking to the Switchbacks this week, they expect a Toros team to possess the ball quite a bit, but also move it around, not just stand on top of it and hold it. But this is a team that will be patient and wait for their opportunities. And the Switchbacks can't get lulled to sleep a little bit if RGVFC hangs on to the ball for a while, as this one just staying in play. Coming away with it is Salazar. Now Salazar still with it. Plays it to the near side for Monroy. And now taken away by Switchbacks FC. Mike Seth plays it over to Shane Malcolm. Malcolm waiting for some reinforcements while still pushing it. He'll sidestep, fire. That one short hops Corti, but he's able to knock it down.
Always difficult when it takes that bounce right in front of the goalkeeper. Good job by Corti getting his body behind the ball. Doesn't give up a long rebound. Nice break forward though. Wonderful quick pass outside by Mike Seth to set up that man, Shane Malcolm. He just waited for that overlapping run of Saeed Robinson, took the strike, but a good save in the end.
And you give credit to the back line of the Toros because they were in position, and that's why Shane Malcolm had to slow down, because it was basically 1-on-4. So good team defending there, forcing a shot that was seen easily by Corti. Now Jordan Burt will tap it to his goalkeeper, Abraham Rodriguez, the 17-year-old, sends it downfield. Now Burt to Schweitzer. Guadabaye got it taken away. Now Chris Reeves helping out his teammate. Now a shot goes in, and that one just wide. It was out of the reach of Rodriguez, but a little bit wide there. And a big sigh of relief as Rodriguez had a pretty good strike on it.
Yeah, really good strike. As you said, Chris Reeves going to ground, looked like Abe Rodriguez had that one covered, just whistles past his near post.
Eric Bird on the shot there. As we enter the 10th minute, want to let you know that Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Here's Bird once again with possession, trying to play this one up to Rodriguez, and is taken away by Joe. And there's Abraham Rodriguez, has spent a good chunk of this season with Switchbacks FC, but on Thursday signed a professional contract with the club at the age of 17, as this one goes through everyone's legs and right back to Rodriguez. I was talking to the director of team and soccer ops this week for Switchbacks FC, and they said that they had been engaged in quite a few discussions with Abraham and his family, and Abe and his family discussed it and decided that becoming a full-on professional soccer player would be a better route than to go to the college game, and they're very happy to be a permanent member of the Switchbacks.
And huge for the Switchbacks to get him in. Obviously, we saw some changes with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in that goalkeeper position just with their partnership with the Rapids. But huge to have Abe Rodriguez. I thought he was fantastic on Wednesday night here at Widener Field just a couple days ago. Nice high press once again. Saeed Robinson this time winning the ball back.
That'll be a foul call. And last thing on Rodriguez, you mentioned the Rapids. With the player development agreement that these two clubs have, Abe's path to the MLS and to the Rapids specifically is still intact, and that's something that can't get lost here, as he was a Rapids academy player, but that path to MLS and path to Commerce City still in place. Just now he has a permanent home and doesn't have to bounce back and forth between Denver and Colorado Springs. RGVFC with possession here, trying to open the field up a little bit. They're getting bunched up on the near side. Now they'll swing it out to the far side of the field. Back to Corti it goes.
Game really settled down the last couple minutes after a frantic opening 5 minutes here at Widener Field. That pass well over the head of Monroy. Puts his hands up inquiring. Jordan Burt not waiting around, throws it into Tucker Bone.
And here is Bone one-on-one, trying to get around his man while the Switchbacks crash the goal. Here's Shane Malcolm again, shoots and scores! Shane Malcolm with the left foot beats Corti, and just like that, Switchbacks FC has taken the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, fantastic from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and that man right there, the Guam international Shane Malcolm, just waited for the defender, came across, screened the goalkeeper a little bit, uses that left foot, bends it around into the far post. Great play. Jordan Burt started that attack with the quick throw in over to Tucker Bone, and there's the left foot into the far corner. 1-0, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
For Shane Malcolm, that is his 5th goal of the season. He now ties Captain Jordan Burt for the team lead. But this is indeed a welcome sight for Switchbacks FC. They have not scored a lot of first half goals this year. They've saved most of their scoring for the second half, and you couple that with the fact that this is an RGVFC side that they were blanked by back in June. That is a huge Oakwood home Switchbacks goal. Again, Shane Malcolm, his 5th of the season, to make it 1-0.
The Switchbacks were pressing so high. Jordan Burt taking that throw in quick, getting in behind. Tucker Bone making use of the space, playing it off. And what a great finish that was from Shane Malcolm.
Burt trying to come to the near side, and it ends up going out. No one happier than that young man getting that goal support here. As the ball was tipped out by Switchbacks FC, we'll have our first corner kick of the half for RGVFC. And it looks like Isidro Martinez will take it. It will be a Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick. Martinez going for post. That one was headed by RGVFC, but ends up harmlessly going out.
Yeah, center backs were forward for the Toros. It's a good ball in from that Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick. Just unable to keep that one on goal. Nabe Rodriguez will just take some pressure off his defenders before he restarts for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
That has certainly gotten the crowd here at Widener Field excited. Good crowd on hand. It is a back-to-school night here at Widener Field. A couple of the area school districts are already in session, but the remaining districts and schools will start up this week. So backpack giveaways and a lot of kids here at Widener Field growing the game of soccer in Colorado Springs. Now the Toros along the far side of the field. Good defending there by Matt Hunley and Ish Jome. They'll force a pass backwards, and now a foot race on the far side. It ends up going out. Good hustle there by Saeed Robinson. And the Switchbacks will have the ball as we take a look at the last 4 results. Yeah, that 4-0 loss is really going to catch the eye But outside of that, every game, 1 goal difference or no goal difference, as the case was on Wednesday night. So this is a Switchbacks team that is, for the most part, playing right with their opponent under Woldy Harrison on an interim basis. As Matt Hundley brings the ball in, now he'll circle around it. Plays it back to Ish Jome. Jome, step over, gets by his man, has some space, sends it into the box. Toros able to get it out.
It was a good stretch for Martinez just to block that shot coming across. Now Jordan Schweitzer will restart for the Switchbacks.
Plays it back to Guadabaye, who's had a little trouble today finding the mark. But there is able to get it. And now Jordan Burt on the near side. Burt to Robinson. To the near side, Tucker Bones set up Shane Malcolm for the game's opening goal. And we'll take a look here before the Switchbacks throw in and see how Rio Grande Valley FC has done. They like the Switchbacks. Maybe not as many wins on that list as you would like to see, but they are right there with their opponent every single night. And that just, it just speaks to the balance that is in the USL Western Conference. So many teams still with a legit shot at a playoff spot. And then you, on a night-to-night basis, you don't see a ton of 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 defeats. A lot of talent up and down the USL Western Conference.
Yeah, there certainly is too many losses recently for the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. Abe Rodriguez does a good job just clean that one up and shuffle it over to Chris Reeves.
Reeves plays it up to Mike Seth. Now Burt. Burt with the overlapping run of Malcolm. Instead, he'll give it off to Syed Robinson. Robinson scored the goal on Wednesday. He'll give it up to Burt. Burt thought about a shot, gives it off to Tucker Bone. Bone back to Burt. Over to Schweitzer. He's not afraid to strike from distance. Here he'll play it short to Nguadabaye. Now the far side, telegraph the pass just a bit. And the Toros take it away. So a promising sequence goes for naught. But Switchbacks FC still hold the 1-0 lead in the 19th minute.
This is where the Switchbacks put a lot of pressure on RGV, not letting them pass around inside their own half. Mike Seth leading the line for the Switchbacks tonight. Great to see Mike Seth back healthy, ready in this lineup. His first touch has been excellent so far tonight. He's played a couple really nice balls off to his teammates as that ball has been rifled into him. He's linked the play well as Jordan Schweitzer goes back to the aforementioned Abe Rodriguez.
Now Jome to Schweitzer. Reeves. Now Rodriguez gives this one off to Nguadabaye, right back to Rodriguez. And as the ball is sent downfield, we want to let you know that Colorado Computer Support is a proud sponsor of the Switchbacks. Colorado Computer Support are IT professionals. Good slide tackle there by Nguadabaye. Now Shane Malcolm plays it to the near side for the former Air Force Falcon, Tucker Bone. Now Bone with the head of steam, couple of step overs, fires with the left. That one was blocked. Heads it back to Syed Robinson. He'll fire! What a save by Corti! Now Seth with the shot. Corti again, but it's batted into the back of the net! Jordan Burt, the captain, pounces on it, and the Switchbacks lead it 2-0.
Wonderful sequence there for the Switchbacks. Couple of great saves by Corti, but no stopping that man. Absolute hustle. The Switchbacks captain, Jordan Burt, firing that one home from point-blank range. This is a terrific save coming up. This first one off of the shot from Syed Robinson goes over to Mike Seth. He bends his run, keeps himself onside. That ball in the wrong position, and barnstorming on right in front of the trailheads is the young man from Elkhart, Indiana, Jordan Burt. 2-0, Switchbacks FC.
Remember how I said that Shane Malcolm tied Jordan Burt for the team leading goals? That's not the case anymore. Jordan Burt, with his team leading 6th goal of the season, puts the Switchbacks up 2-0. And after a run of weeks and weeks without scoring more than a single goal in a match, the Switchbacks, in a match and a half, not even, have 4 goals this week. Certainly this new lineup that Wolde Harris has employed has paid dividends. Again, the Oakwood home Switchbacks goal in the 21st minute. Jordan Burt, his 6th of the season, but you give a lot of credit, as you said, Roland, to Nico Corti. He did everything that you could ask of him on that, made 2 tremendous saves. And then you had Kyle Adams, the captain, normally sure-footed, just couldn't quite get it out of there, and Jordan Burt, bearing down on him, was able to tap it into the back of the net.
Yeah, it was wonderful play from Corti initially. Great hustle from Jordan Burt. He's going to need that again here to keep that ball in, and he does, working that back to Chris Reeves. It was a fantastic sequence for the Switchbacks. It was a great strike from Saeed Robinson. Saeed Robinson and Shane Malcolm playing just ahead of Jordan Schweitzer in the middle of midfield for the Switchbacks, changing that up. We talked about that in the pregame during the keys to the match, and that's been fantastic so far for the home side in white.
This one will be headed out by Shane Malcolm. Throw-in coming for RGV FC. Fans want to let you know that Colorado Technical University is a proud sponsor of the Switchbacks. Find your future at CTU. Toros play a ball over the top. One hop into the mitt of Abraham Rodriguez, who proceeds to roll it out to Nguatabaye. Malcolm and Burt with the goals. Switchbacks lead it 2-0. Still with a lot of time left in the first half.
Yeah, the RGVFC Toros haven't offered too much going forward. This man on the ball right now, Abe Rodriguez, has been relatively untested. Jordan Schweitzer doing a good job cleaning up right in front of that center back pairing of Reeves and Nguatabaye. So that ball works its way out to Ishjome.
Now back to Nguatabaye. Plays it to the near side for Jordan Burt. Burt to Malcolm. Malcolm to Bone on the near side, back to the captain. Burt reverses fields here, looking for Ishjome. Jome out to Hunley. Matt Hunley still looking for his first Switchbacks goal, and now here's a shot by Robinson, ballooned it a bit.
Yeah, ball just bobbled up right in front of the young Jamaican there, Saeed Robinson. He had the angle to strike. Just got a bit of a heavy bobble right before he went to put his right foot through that one. And RGVFC will get us back underway.
Corti plays this one up to Adams. Toros captain right back with it. They'll go to the far side. Switchbacks FC trying to disrupt the rhythm of the Toros. They like to swing it around back and forth. And if you can get in there and knock away some of these passes, it really throws off any rhythm that the Toros have going forward.
Yeah, Mike Seth's done a really good job so far this evening leading the line for the Switchbacks. A combination of Shane Malcolm and Saeed Robinson pushing forward from the center of midfield to put those RGVFC Toros midfielders under all kinds of pressure when they bring the ball into the Switchbacks half.
Fans, follow Switchbacks FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Burt with the throw-in to Tucker Bone. Switchbacks able to take the ball right back. Bone goes between the legs of his defender, Isidro Martinez. But RGVFC able to gain control nonetheless. Visitors looking for a spark here. Certainly after beating this Switchbacks team 3-0 back in June, they came into Widener Field full of confidence. And right now they need to at least test Abraham Rodriguez to get some of that swagger back. And here it might come. Here's a shot. Here's a goal. Michael Salazar, just like that, has the Toros right back in it. His 9th goal of the season makes it 2-1.
Yeah, now Salazar is going to lead RGVFC's goal charts. Wonderful little 1-2 right at the top of the box, just to side through that Switchbacks defense, and a great finish as well. He just opened that shoulder up, waited for Abe Rodriguez, and just passes that one into the far post. That's a fantastic finish from Salazar. 2-1, game on here at Widener Field.
And now the Widener Field crowd a few decibels quieter after that. Their team's still with the lead. But that was a resounding goal by Michael Salazar. Jome with it, tries to get around his man, taken away. And now here come the Toros again. Ball played out to the wide side. Salazar coming right down the middle of the field. Gotta imagine they're looking for him, as Jome able to stop the momentum of that play. Ball just stays in play, but the Toros able to gain possession. And now, as you can see, Jome rolling around on the ground will continue play, as that one is shot over the crossbar by Camilo Monroy.
Yeah, Jome's really struggling. You said it. We'll get an Ortho Centura nod to the dock. Switchbacks trainer AP will trot over to take a look at Jome, who's right in front of the accelerated wealth corner. See if he'll be all right. Referee's come across, how to talk to him. Looks like he will be okay. Won't need the trainer. Just looks like he took a bad one after going in for that ball. Just got stepped on in an area you don't really want to get stepped on there. Jome, hopefully he'll be all right. No need for the trainer. He's back on the field. Referee just giving him a second. And the Switchbacks back to full strength.
Certainly a little bit painful there for Jome, but good to see he'll stay in there.
Yeah, 100%. Jome so important to what the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC do, pushing things forward on that left-hand side. Jordan Bird on the right for the Switchbacks. Really give them a lot of width than they have in this game. Jome just feeling that thigh area. Looks like he's going to be okay. Back to his defensive position alongside Nguadabaye, Reeves, and the captain and goal scorer, Jordan Burt. Give a shout out to his dad, Stan, as always, watching in Indiana.
And now the Switchbacks defending on the near side. Salazar takes control of it. And now Bird near midfield. Plays it out wide. And now Jome once again defending well, takes it away. Has a hanger on, and he's going to be whistled for the foul. So, let you know that the Shandy Clinic, a proud sponsor of Switchbacks FC, the Shandy Clinic, exceptional therapy for exceptional children.
There's a good
look. So Abdul Nguadabaye will take the restart here after the foul was called against RGV. Mike Seth can't win the header there. And now here's Salazar back on it, but a lot of white jerseys around him. He'll slow it up. Gives this one off. With as Arcila, and that one cleared downfield by Switchbacks FC. Toros working up the far side of the field. They'll play it back to Corti.
You can see just the confidence they have in their movement off the ball now. RGV, after getting that goal. A lot more players making runs further forward for the Toros when they have possession than there were about 15 minutes ago.
Jordan Schweitzer trying to take the ball back for Switchbacks FC. Can't. And there's Jordan Burt. Good defending there, just simply taps it away. And now Switchbacks FC back the other direction. Shane Malcolm to Jordan Schweitzer. Goes far side for Matt Hunley, but it's cut off. Now the Switchbacks regain control. Matt Hunley up to Syed Robinson. Now Jome to the middle for Schweitzer. Reeves to Nguadabaye as every Switchbacks player on their half of the field touching it here as it goes around the horn. Now Jordan Burt will cross midfield up to Tucker Bone. Bone heavily defended. Gets it back to his captain. Nguadabaye. And now Hunley trying to make his way into the box. And good defending there by the Toros, who is it out off of. And it looks like Hunley will be the last to touch it.
Yeah, goal kick for the Toros. Switchbacks need to continue to get numbers forward to support Mike Seth. He's been a little bit isolated last few minutes as the Switchback striker. Corti in no particular rush to get the ball back underway for RGV.
RGVFC certainly pushing the pace a little bit when they fell down 2-0, but now down by a goal, they feel like they can get back in their normal rhythm and not have to press here. So very methodical ball movement here from the visitors. Corti back with it on his feet. Adams through the midfield circle, taken away by Nguadabaye. Now Jordan Schweitzer out wide, Jordan Burt. Burt to Bone on the near side. Bone one-on-one. Who's able to set up Shane Malcolm for the game's first goal. Here he'll give it back to Jordan Burt. Malcolm back to Burt. Now Jome. Schweitzer. And now Jones ends up with it on the far side. Hunley gets away from a defender, has another one in front of him. He'll step back to his left, now goes down, no whistle. And Hunley stays with the play, stays with it still, and does a great job of forcing the ball out, and it will be Switchbacks possession here. So good sequence by the UCLA product, Matt Hunley. Now, Syed Robinson trying to turn the corner, could not. And now the Toros will have it back.
Yeah, very good hustle from Hunley. So dangerous on that far side of the field where he can cut inside on that right foot. Also use those overlapping runs of Ish Jome. Looks like he's recovered from that earlier cleating a little bit earlier. So we take a look at Shane Malcolm and, of course, how these two teams have fared as of August the 9th.
Yeah, Toros 2 points clear of Switchbacks FC. But still a full 3 points tonight, and the Switchbacks will move above the Toros and will be 5 points back of a playoff spot in the West.
This September 21st, join the St. Jude Walk and Run, Colorado Springs, right here.
Take a look at
this family-friendly event raises funds to support the mission.
This again here, Syed Robinson getting in there and trying to take the ball away. Referee right there to make the call as Rodriguez went down. Now Eric Tattersall explaining further to Syed Robinson why he made the decision he did. And now we restart with the Toros going over the top to Salazar. Tried to keep it in play, but could not. And he's also offside, so could have called a couple of different things there if you were the referee. I believe offside will be the official call here as it's played to the near side.
Salazar been really dangerous for the Toros plays off that last shoulder of either Reeves or this man right here, Abdul Nguadabaye. Really uses that turn of speed to get in behind, and of course they've got firepower on the bench to the Toros. If they still need an equalizing goal going into the second half, they can tap on people like Carlos Small. So they do have a lot of goal scorers on their roster. Nice little header out to Hunley.
Now Hunley tries to lead Syed Robinson. Now Shane Malcolm back with it. To the near side for Tucker Bone. Bone dribbling in. Sidestep, fires with the left foot. That one was blocked out front. I think Adams got a piece of it. Now Hunley on the far side. Keeps control for Switchbacks FC, who try to keep up the pressure. Jome to the middle for Syed Robinson. Now Jordan Burt. Nguadabaye. Back with it. And now Nguadabaye tries to send it up to Seth, finds him, and then Seth loses it. Fans wanted a foul, they don't get it. Now Jordan Burt reads the pass perfectly and now gets tangled up with Camilo Monroy. And looks like they're going to get Burt with the foul. It seemed like Burt initiated some contact here on Monroy. As we take a look at it again. Yeah, once Monroy got the inside track on him, Burt reached out with his hand and just gently tugged back on Monroy. So after a couple of goals within the first 15 minutes or so for Switchbacks FC, things have settled down quite a bit. RGVFC has gotten on the board thanks to Michael Salazar. Now we'll see if either team has one more goal up their sleeve before we head to halftime. Ball played to the near side. It will be Monroy. Middle for Martinez. Martinez will try to chip it through. Cut off by Chris Reeves, and now the Toros get back to reclaim possession. Here's Martinez. And now Ursula. Just outside the 18. Now this one sent over the top, headed away by Jordan Burt. Good defending there by Switchbacks FC. Now Adams to Monroy. Got it up to Salazar. Salazar stays with the play, receives the pass back. Now telegraphs his pass as Reeves was able to step in front. Monroy. Schweitzer with the intercept. Now Mike Seth has it. Switchbacks breaking back the other direction. To the middle of the field for Syed Robinson. Overran it just a bit, but was able to get back on it. Now Bone to the near side for Malcolm. Malcolm dangerous on one-on-ones, and you see the respect given there as Malcolm was pulled down. Ball ends up going out for a throw-in.
Jordan Burton, no rush. Might look for the run of Tucker Bone as he has so many times before on the throw-in. He does just that. Nice turn from Bone, going far post.
With the curl! Wow, so close from Tucker Bone. You could see the spin on that one and why he was an MLS Super Draft pick. Just barely wide of the post.
All he needed was half a touch, just a little bit of space there for Tucker Bone. looking far post, trying to curl that one around the goalkeeper, and you could see by the dive just how worried Nico Corti was of that strike.
I don't blame him. Get updates and alerts all year long following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Switchbacks FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on Switchbacks' next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. This one threaded through onside. A shot saved by Rodriguez. Needs some help, and they can't quite. Now, are they going to say it's a goal? They will. I thought initially it was a goal, and then the crowd reacted as if the Switchbacks had stopped it, but it just gets over the line. We'll take another look.
Such a good initial save from Abe Rodriguez, just couldn't do enough to keep it out. That ball eerily reminiscent of the Switchbacks' second goal, just trickling toward the line. I'm not sure if it got the decisive touch across the line or if it did go in before a combination of Reeves and Guadabaya could block it, but here's the run in behind. This is a really good save. And then that ball just trickles in. Referee's assistant's flag immediately up. He ruled that the entire ball had crossed the line and gone in. And you see the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros celebrating.
Michael Salazar will get credit. His second goal of the match, 10th of the season here in the 41st minute. But you also got to give a lot of credit to Kevin Rodriguez, who had that brilliant overlapping run to get behind. And as Roland said, great save by Rodriguez, terrific effort by Chris Reeves, but just could not keep it above that line. And just like that, we are tied up at 2.
Yeah, Kevin Rodriguez, such a smart run from outside to in, picks up that ball, fires it goalward. As you said, Abe got a piece of it, might have been his leg. As that ball chipped in toward Mike Seth from Jordan Burt, he'll re-win that, keep the possession for the Switchbacks, but a really nice strike as Abe Rodriguez came out on Kevin Rodriguez, just couldn't close down the angle enough, and just trickling across the line. Referee's assistant had his flag up immediately as that ball went toward the Switchbacks goal. Now here's Shane Malcolm. Just getting a little bit handsy there after having that ball blocked. Shane Malcolm going to have a word with the referee.
Sam Junqua with a little bit extra on that one, making sure the official saw it. And now the Toros will work out of the back. And I'm not going to say that anything about there not being another goal in this half, because there absolutely could be, but at this moment in time, if you're the visitors, you got to be thrilled to get this thing back to level.
Yeah, absolutely. Down 2-0, they were looking really tired, a little bit ragged at times. Switchbacks could have made it 3. And then since then, the Toros come barnstorming back into this game. Now Shane Malcolm looking to restore the lead for the home side.
And Malcolm sending this one in, has Robinson, but good defending there on the back line. I believe Castellanos was able to get his head on it, force that one out. It will result in a corner kick, so still a decent chance here for Switchbacks FC. There's not going to be much time tacked on to the end of this, as Jones sends it in, again headed by Switchbacks FC. Now the top of the box, Burt with a couple of defenders on him goes down, and the Toros take this away. There is a Switchbacks player down on the field after the Phil Long corner kick. We'll get to that in a moment. Now Schweitzer.
Yeah, it's Mike Seth struggling a little bit. He went up for that header of that cross coming in. Just took a collision with the goalkeeper, hit the ground pretty hard, but Mike Seth's going to be back ready to go as Jordan Burt's pushing the Switchbacks forward.
Burt with 3 black jerseys around him. Still has it. Out wide to Malcolm. Try the same sequence as Malcolm fires that one into the leg of Junqua. And we are getting word now, and everyone in the crowd sees it too. 1 additional minute of TikTok shop stoppage time. But it will be a Z-Trip corner kick for Ish Jome. Can the Switchbacks get a late goal here and go into the break feeling much better about themselves. Joam with his hand up, swings through it. And that one was poked away by Corti. Now up to Robinson. That shot was blocked, never made it through to Corti. Now Joam tried to drag the left foot and got it taken away. Now the Toros break back, and good job by Syed Robinson. Oh, and then a late call here going against Syed Robinson. Robinson is beside himself. He got in there towards the ball. He went completely through the ball.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
And on the follow-through, clipped the RGVFC player.
Yeah, real difficult one there to go against the Switchbacks. Been a very well officiated game so far. You see Syed Robinson, as you said, did win the ball. Referee just going to slow things down, bring Syed over, and he's going to produce the first Hanson Hot Springs yellow card of the evening for the young Jamaican, Syed Robinson, who's been playing in that central midfield position this evening.
And you can hear the crowd voicing their displeasure. And you see Robinson went all ball, but it was the reaction on the follow-through, a little unnecessary, a little bit wild. In the heat of the moment, I can understand where the fans were upset, but as we get to see it in slow-mo, you see maybe Robinson a little bit wild on the follow-through. So a Hanson Hot Springs yellow card issued to Syed Robinson, and a first half coming to an end. All things considered, if you're Rio Grande Valley FC, you have to be delighted. You fell down 2-0 within the first 20 minutes and have battled back. A couple of Salazar goals has us knotted up at 2. Don't go anywhere. We will recap the first half with stats and highlights in just a moment. Again, at the half, Syed Robinson there with the shot. As we take a look at one of the two Switchbacks goals, Jordan Bird, the captain, with it. We're tied at 2 at the break.
Let's face it, the suits are pretty cool. Whoa.
Thank you. Next.
Let me help.
It was amazing. We make a good team. World's finest.
Batwoman, followed by Supergirl.
This is the Masked Singer.
Who is that?
Who's behind the mask?
Dad, why did you kill all those people?
My name is Malcolm Whitley. I hunt down killers like my father. You have a copycat.
I'm flattered and deeply concerned.
Save it.
There's so much I can teach you about murder. Maybe we can solve a few together.
In the house of the rising sun.
Fortune can hit from here. Oh!
McCarthy once more.
Blasted back in.
Philadelphia. Prater lofting, header, snap, in! New Mexico to run away with it. We here stealing it now.
The ball. Fortune can hit from here. Oh! And how about North Carolina FC?
Plays it with Cooper, gets the return ball. Now Chavez to have a goal! What a strike from Ivan Chavez! His 4th of the year at Fresno FC.
Ocho flipping it in towards the...
Oh, what a save! Tejas in a second save!
Santos was in behind. Oh, that's the one. Makes it 1-0. Don't stop it now. His second goal of the year has to...
We welcome you in to halftime. This halftime segment brought to you by the Shandy Clinic Exceptional Therapy for Exceptional Children. Ryan Kaufman, Roland Vargas back with you in the booth. We are all knotted up at 2 here at the break at Widener Field. Certainly a crazy change of events, and we'll get back to our game in just a little bit, Roland. As you look at the USL Western Conference standings, things still very tight, especially when you get around 6-7 and down.
Yeah, they certainly are. You see Phoenix rising with a couple games in hand on Reno, doing a great job recently. But yeah, between El Paso and the Real Monarchs, it's so tight. Teams can, with those couple games in hand for the Monarchs, they can really jump up the table. Teams can move into that 10th and final playoff spot out west. See the same thing out east, but it's not quite as compact around that 10th and final playoff spot in the USL Championship. Yep. El Paso right now holding strong. They've got that game to make up, of course.
And Portland Timbers, too, of course, here at Widener Field on Wednesday night. They get that 1 point, which gets them to the spot you see them at. But lurking not too far behind both Rio Grande Valley FC and Switchbacks FC. So it's not just the bottom of the playoff race here, but it's below the cut line as well. This thing's just going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just a couple wins can put you so far forward. And if you go on one of those streaks where you're not able to pick up some points, you can really drift back, especially with how teams are playing. Obviously, Phoenix running away with it at the top, but everyone else behind them really fighting for playoff positioning.
Well, let's take a look at some of the scores around the USL Championship. A couple of Eastern Conference battles, 3 of them actually. The one that we're most concerned with is that Austin Bold and LA Galaxy 2 matchup that is just getting underway in Austin. But you take a look, Red Bulls 2 with a decisive 5-1 victory over Hartford, and everything else still active around the USL Championship tonight. As we take a look at some of the storylines going on right now. Obviously, what's going on in El Paso is so much bigger than sports, but the great thing about sports is that it can help facilitate the healing, and that's what Sebastian Velasquez and Locomotive FC are doing.
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant, their response to what happened at the shooting down in El Paso. Obviously, their game against Timbers 2 was called off, but they've banded together, and that was about a few days ago that I wrote that, so I'm sure that number has climbed, but people really rallying around that team, really rallying around that great city. And then Tom Sohn winning the Coach of the Month for Birmingham, and then the Ottawa Fury losing the first leg of the Canadian Championship. But the main story is that top one, of course, El Paso Locomotive. Sebastian Velasquez getting a group together with the players, and then the ownership group and people involved in that El Paso community raising money for the victims, the survivors of that shooting. As we'll go around the USL Championship.
That's what I was going to say.
Take a look what's coming up. Everything on ESPN Plus, as always, the Timbers 2 and New Mexico United. That should be a really good game on Sunday night, late Sunday night, out in the beautiful Rose City. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Loudoun United just opening their new stadium. That was some big news in the USL against Charleston. And, of course, Louisville City, the defending champs, against Atlanta United 2.
As we take a look now at the standouts from this past week, the USL Championship Team of the Week. You got a few guys in here that we see quite a bit on these lists, and this week no exception.
Yeah, as always, a strong Team of the Week, sourced from around the USL coast to coast. Weehan for New Mexico United, Jasso from the Real Monarchs. We see those players quite a lot. And then very strongly represented from the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay Rowdies doing a fantastic job.
Of course, Bienvenu Kanakamana is your USL Championship Player of the Week. Atlanta United 2. They are just playing great soccer right now. And who else is playing great soccer right now is Switchbacks goalkeeper Abraham Rodriguez. As you see, he hasn't been tested quite as much as we thought early on, but was tested later. But of course, the big story with him signing his first professional contract earlier this week, and I know both sides, the Switchbacks and Rodriguez, are both thrilled that has happened. And now Rodriguez is now a professional soccer player and was good for the first few minutes of this one, but then ended up having some bad luck. So we'll have more at halftime in just a moment. Again, Colorado Springs and Rio Grande Valley FC tied up at 2.
Colorado is famous for craft beers, and Fox 21 wants to help you find a new favorite. Presenting the Colorado Springs On-Tap Craft Beer Passport. For just $24.99, enjoy a flight of beers from each participating brewery. Just go to fox21news.com, click on Community, click on Deals, and purchase your craft beer passport. The Colorado Springs On-Tap Craft Beer Passport. Buy yours today.
I'm feeling so cool.
Together.
Together. We're all for it.
All for it.
Lately I've been feeling so cool.
All for acceptance. Joining forces. Being an ally. All for we. All for us. All for together. The CW. Dare to defy together.
This is the Masked Singer. Who is that? Who's behind the mask? Oh, snap! Oh my God!
Back at Widener Field, this halftime segment brought to you by the Shandy Clinic, Exceptional Therapy for Exceptional Children, a proud sponsor of our local here in Colorado Springs CW broadcast. As we take a look at the first half highlights, there were quite a bit of them, Roland.
Yeah, there certainly were. Shane Malcolm got everything started early. Fantastic play from the young Guam International. This was a great couple of saves. You didn't see the first one there from Cordy, and what a finish that was. Pure hustle from the Switchbacks captain Jordan Burt before the Toros got themselves back into this game.
Now Michael Salazar, their team's leading goal scorer, at least one of them coming into the night, is now that all alone as Rodriguez with the great shot, the other Rodriguez, Abraham with the save, and Salazar able to get in the back of the net. As we take a look at the statistical information to back up the video evidence we just showed you, look at that, 11 shots for the Switchbacks, 5 for RGVFC. That's a good number, but you want more of them to be on target, I would say. Less than half of them on target from Switchbacks FC.
Yeah, and a handful of great saves from Cordy. We just mentioned that. Just the lone yellow card being picked up in that first half. The Hanson Hot Springs yellow card by Saeed Robinson, the Jamaican, for the Switchbacks.
Before we get this second half underway, let's take a look at what lies ahead for Rio Grande Valley FC. Of course, even though those are road matches, couple of them over the next 3 weeks. Still in the state of Texas, San Antonio, El Paso, and Austin, and then a home match against Tulsa, and before they head out of the state of Texas to Sacramento. Speaking of which, that's who Switchbacks FC will play next in Sacramento next week. They'll stay in Northern California for a matchup with Fresno. Back here to close out the month of August against Phoenix Rising FC. Austin Bold to come to Widener Field after that. And then a Four Corners Cup matchup with New Mexico. So no breaks for Switchbacks FC as they try to climb up the standings. As we take a look at the game of the week in the USL Championship. Next Wednesday night soccer on ESPN News. An early start for those of you in the Mountain Time Zone. It'll start at 3, North Carolina taking on Tampa. What a matchup that will be between two of the Eastern Conference's best teams. Again, Wednesday night, 3 Mountain on ESPN News as we get this second half underway. We'll see if Switchbacks FC can come out with the same pace and excitement that they did to begin the match. And that was one thing, Roland, that I was wondering coming in. Wolde Harris was so had such high praise for his team with the energy and the determination they played with in the second half in Portland, and we wondered, would they come out with it? They did, but then they lose a little bit of steam, and RGV able to take advantage.
Yeah, such a fast start for the Switchbacks, obviously going up that quick fire 2-0. And then the Toros really regrouping, getting behind the ball, staying more organized, really starting to work off the ball. Their possession game is only as important as some of the runs they're going to create. And they finally did that, clicked into gear, did the Toros toward the end of that first half. And this is a nice ball over the top looking for Shane Malcolm.
And Malcolm has it. Tries to step away from his man a couple of times. Now he does. Plays it over to Hundley. That one headed away. Then headed back in by Burt, but nowhere close to the goal.
It was good defending from Andrew Samuels, winning that. Nice cross as well from Shane Malcolm. Good early start here at Widener Field. Less than a minute played, or just over a minute played. It's that Fort Lewis College math coming to the fore as usual. Rio Grande Valley looking to the far side, getting in behind Jordan Burt, but Abe Rodriguez will easily clear that one up.
Guadabaye moves it off to Jome here on the near side. Fans here at Widener Field want something to get excited about as they've seen the visitors score 2 consecutive goals. And now a foul called. And we may have more than that. We will. Jordan Burt, the captain for Switchbacks FC, will pick up a yellow card. That will be his 3rd yellow card of the season. As Monroy goes down, we'll take a look at it one more time.
Great turn of speed from Camilo Monroy, the Colombian. Jordan Burt knows exactly what he's doing. Professional foul. Just has to slow down that attack. He offers the hand to Monroy. As you said, Jordan Burt picking up the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card in the 48th minute.
Toros restart. Adams with it out wide. Now taken away by Jordan Burt. Go Grand Valley with the throw-in. Now Switchbacks FC able to take it away. Good defending there by Jordan Burt. Now Guadabaye. Near side for Jome. Back to Guadabaye. Now to the far side. Here's Jordan Burt. Burt gets it. And now the ball knocked away from Shane Malcolm by Rio Grande Valley FC. Throwing here, looking for Mike Seth. Now Shane Malcolm hesitates. Now tries to get it into the box. That one deflected, but it will result in a corner kick for Switchbacks FC to start this second half. It'll be accelerated wealth corner kick as Joan will take it.
Reeves and Guadabaye coming forward from center back for the Switchbacks, offering a lot of height. We saw just how dangerous Switchbacks captain Jordan Burt can be in these kind of situations as well earlier in this match.
Joan putting both his hands up. Chris Reeves with a little bit of movement in the box. Same with Mike Seth. Here it comes. Headed away easily by Salazar. Back out towards midfield for Schweitzer. Now Robinson chips it over the top to Matt Hundley. A couple of Toros defenders come down towards him, and now Hundley can't quite get it. Hundley gets that kind of attention from pretty much every team that comes into Widener Field. They know what kind of pace and what kind of skill Matt plays with.
And speaking of pace and skill, wonderful from sight. Robinson sticking stride for stride on this near side, winning that ball back, restarting the possession for the Switchbacks.
Now Schweitzer at midfield plays this one up to Shane Malcolm. Now Robinson hopped off of his foot, able to recover. Here's this Joan. Joan sends it into the box. Adams with good defending, able to shield the Switchbacks player from the ball, but may have gotten Mike Seth here, and he is writhing around in pain. Meanwhile, the ball is on Abe Rodriguez's feet on the other end of the field, and Rodriguez will send this out so the referees can stop play. And immediately, Austin Doing is up off the bench. I don't think Mike Seth is going to stay in this match.
Yeah, he's really holding that right shoulder. Looks like right now, Switchbacks trainer AP, there he is on our Ortho Centura nod to the dog. And you called it perfectly, the former Air Force Academy Falcon, Austin Doing, going through his final instructions on the far side of the field from Diego Zaltron as Mike Seth just maybe gets that arm tangled up a little bit there and gets pulled down to the ground. Mike Seth certainly in all kinds of distress here as AP gets on the radio. Diego Zaltron going through the final instructions for Austin Doing on the far side of the field. There he is right there, the young Argentine with that man. The young Air Force Academy product and local product, Austin Doing.
Yeah, Doing going to Air Academy High School here in Colorado Springs and then playing at the Air Force Academy. But talking about Mike Seth, he's been dealing with injuries for the last couple of months, and he has been out of the starting 11 and not even being called on as a substitute, although he's been listed on the roster the last couple of weeks. And you hate to see that when he gets his chance to be back in the lineup for him to go down, and he is definitely grabbing that right shoulder. And it will be Austin Doing coming into the contest. Doing this season, no goals, picked up his first assist just a few days ago. Played 519 minutes. He's one of the guys that I think has benefited most from the coaching change from Steve Tritchu to Wolde Harris, because Doing has been in the lineup pretty much every game. This is the first one he's come off the bench, but he's been in the starting 11 every game under Wolde Harris since Harris took over, showing a lot of confidence in the young man. And here he comes on our Gold's Gym substitution as we enter the 54th minute, Doing for Mike Seth.
Get your haircut where the pros do. Check out local
Fans follow Switchbacks FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+, and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros just playing the ball around. In no rush to look long and look forward, but they'll do just that.
A Here's Salazar out on the wing. Plays it back to Monroy. He'll fire. That was blocked out front by Guadabaye.
It was a tremendous strike. Good block from the young Rwandan. The referee just going to slow things down as Guadabaye more than a little shaken after making that block. As you'd expect, that ball was hit with some real venom.
Hate to see this as now Roland mentioned another Switchbacks player down on the field. As we take a look at this sequence again, Monroy puts everything into it. And you can see it clip in Guadabaye.
That was quite a strike. Guadabaye just going to get some time, make sure he's not picked up a little bit of a cut as he blocked that ball. Tremendous strike from Camille Monroy. He's grown in confidence as this game has gone on for the Toros.
Like he took it right in the chops. Guadabaye will probably stay in this one, but he'll have to walk off to the side for the moment. Rio Grande Valley FC, by the way, will have the throw-in on the near side once in Guadabaye exit the field. So certainly not the start to the second half that we saw to start the match. Both teams very methodical, moving the ball around, not taking many chances. Want to make sure that the shots they do take will count. Now Adams with it in the midfield circle.
Guadabaye welcome back onto the field. Switchbacks are back up to their complement of 11. Jamal Jack available should the Switchbacks need that substitution, but they won't want to make two.
And here's Monroy going through Jordan Bird. He's got to be careful here as he guides Monroy down to the field. Now Monroy is giving a little bit more than it looked, unless he rolled under his shoulder awkwardly. There was certainly contact from Jordan Burt to elicit a whistle. That's not the issue here. But Monroy went down in a heap. As we take a look here, as the training staff will check on Monroy, our Ortho Centura nod to the doc. And I say Jordan Burt has to be careful because he already has a yellow card.
Yeah, it was just an awkward fall. He fell on the ball a little bit there. Might have just extended that leg, maybe a little bit of cramping. But as you said, Jordan Burt picking up that first half, or excuse me, that yellow card earlier. Hanson Hot Springs yellow card. There's the Switchbacks captain. He does have to be very careful, especially with RGV breaking through at pace. And they've got a tremendous opportunity here from a free kick in a very central range. That's a great camera shot from behind the goal. Monroy breaking forward, being taken down. You can see him grabbing there at that leg, possibly some sort of a cramp situation. He looks like he'll be.
Perhaps that what it was, because it was such a delayed reaction. But that makes all the sense in the world that it was a cramp. It went down, didn't really feel anything, and then it flared up. But as you said, Roland, this is going to be a dynamite opportunity for the visitors. They're going to get straight in on Abraham Rodriguez.
Arcia standing over this one with the left foot, looking very threatening.
And now he'll strike and he'll score. Just like that, Rio Grande Valley FC has taken the lead. Arcilla with the goal. Andres Arcilla, his second of the season. Rodriguez got a hand on it, but it was hit with so much velocity that it just ended up in the back of the net as you take a look at it again.
Yeah, Rodriguez leaning that way the whole way, knew that was where the left footer was going to go, takes a bit of a step to his right, gets a hand to it, can't keep it out. Unfortunate there, but a heck of a free kick from that young man. 3-2, the Toros lead over the Switchbacks here in Colorado Springs.
So now Switchbacks FC for the first time tonight trailing in this match. And given the way that Wednesday's match ended where the Switchbacks had a 2-1 lead and gave up a late goal, this would be another tough pill to swallow as we take a look at our Jack Quinn's Irish Pub fan of the game wearing one of those pretty cool Switchbacks R2-D2 warm-up jerseys that were auctioned off a few weeks ago. Our Jack Quinn's fan of the game, as that one is deflected out.
It's been a tremendous crowd this evening at Widener Field. Perfect weather today in Colorado Springs. Back to school backpack giveaway, always a popular one. And a lot of young fans here.
Oh, I forgot to grab one for my kids. Oh man, I'm gonna be dead when I get home.
Don't go home.
This was sent downfield. Tucker Bone with the header. And that one goes out off of Switchbacks FC. You take a look at Austin Doing, one of two former Air Force Falcons that are on this Switchbacks team. Tucker Bone being the other. Doing with a big group of fans dedicated to just him at each and every night. Going to high school here in Colorado Springs, playing college ball here in the Springs, and now playing pro soccer with the Switchbacks. And now the fans getting loud, trying to urge on their team. Earlier they were directing their energy at the referees, not entirely positive or constructive. So they decided to start cheering on the Switchbacks. As now Saeed Robinson to Doing. Out wide to Jome. Nifty ball there. Jome crosses it in, and that one is grabbed out of the air by Nico Corti.
A good starting position from the goalkeeper. Made a good early shout for that. It was a nice ball in for Miss Jome off that left-hand side, pushing forward from that left-back spot. Just curling away from the goalkeeper. Makes an early call for it. His defenders get out of dodge, and he claims that ball. Good strong hands from Corti. Just over an hour played here at Widener Field. Widener Field, home of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and now the Toros so adept at holding the ball. This is exactly the position that they want to be in, being able to pass a team, keep the ball, run down the clock. We'll see just what the Switchbacks can do getting in behind them. They did a good job of that just a moment ago with this Jome. They'll need Jome and Burt to push as far forward as they can. Nice ball out to the wide area for Hunley.
And Hunley trying to get on the other end, does indeed do that. Has Doing crashing the goal. The fans getting loud here. Saeed Robinson on it. Over to Ish Jome. Jome fires. That one was blocked. May have even clipped Doing as it went in. Now here's Schweitzer to Shane Malcolm. Malcolm right back to him. Tries to thread the needle. And now this one sent downfield by Rio Grande Valley FC. And now the Switchbacks fans starting to get loud once again as Schweitzer swings it out wide looking for Shane Malcolm. Malcolm keeps it in play, sends it into the box where the Toros were waiting. Now upfield to Salazar.
It was a wonderful ball out wide from Jordan Schweitzer to start that break. That last break for the Switchbacks as Chris Reeves gets dragged out of his center back spot and gives up the foul on Salazar. Rio Grande Valley will take as much of this clock down as they possibly can here before they take this one. Salazar's done a good job tonight, as we talked about. Carlos Small on the bench, so they do have a lot of firepower, fresh legs to bring on should they need it here at altitude. Salazar just getting a lift up from the referee. It's Chris Reeves. Just as soon as he felt those two hands on his back, Salazar, he goes down, draws the foul, and the Toros have gotten us back underway in Colorado Springs.
Rodriguez over to the far side, cut off by Jordan Burt. Now Burt has it. Burt with Doing, tried to thread it through two defenders, couldn't make it. To Austin Doing, and now the Toros regain control. Like what I'm seeing from the Switchbacks here is that they're not waiting. They want to push the pace now. There's probably about a half an hour left in this matchup, but they're playing like there's 5 minutes left in the match, and that's the kind of urgency that I'm sure Wolde Harris would love to see. Fans, want to remind you that you could get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Switchbacks FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Switchbacks' next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Switchbacks FC building up the attack and now sent out by Rio Grande Valley. Jordan Schweitzer. Back to Chris Reeves. Looks like we're going to see a change from Rio Grande Valley FC here before too long. Jordan Schweitzer back to Reeves. Now out wide for Jordan Burt. Switchbacks pushing it in. Shane Malcolm splits two defenders. Stays on his feet, but the third defender able to take that one away. Switchbacks back with it. Here's Saeed Robinson. Chip forward, looking for Doing, just out of his reach. Corti able to fall on it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the area where Austin Doing needs to live. Just off that back shoulder, the defender did a good job there trying to spin and get him behind. That ball just overran him. Starting position from Corti high, and he collected that ball without giving the rebound. Switchbacks got to get Austin Doing involved. Maybe him and his Air Force Academy Falcon teammate Tucker Bone can work some of their magic as RGV break through the lines.
Yeah, they're looking for Salazar, but this one's going to be out of his reach, plus he's offside, which will now lead us to a substitution for the visitors. And it looks like Jesus Enriquez is going to make his way into the contest, replacing Kevin Rodriguez, who set up the second goal of the game for RGVFC. Enriquez on the season, 3 goals and an assist, has played over 1,700 minutes. He is one of only 3 players that can say that on this RGVFC team. So whether it's in the starting 11 or coming off the bench, Enriquez certainly someone that gets called on quite a bit. And then we'll also get a substitution for Switchbacks FC. It will be Jamal Jack coming back into the matchup, replacing Tucker Bone. Yeah. Jack, of course, making his long-awaited return on Wednesday night. Suffered a shoulder injury earlier in the year and was out for a significant amount of time. Yeah, so interesting decision there by Wolde Harris as the Switchbacks bring it in. Again, Enriquez and Jamal Jack in for their respective clubs on the Gold's Gym substitutions.
So Jamal Jack will partner in Guadabay in the center of defense. Chris Reeves will move out to the right-hand side of defense on that right wing-back spot. And Switchbacks captain Jordan Burt will slide into the center of midfield.
And Jack right on cue, clears that one out. I say interesting decision just because you're trailing, you normally see another attacking player come into the matchup. But as you see, Jamal Jack is playing quite aggressively, so.
He's certainly making up for lost time. And Chris Reeves on that right-hand side. It's a very natural position for him. It gives Jordan Burt license to partner the other Jordan, Schweitzer, in the middle of midfield, push Shane Malcolm onto the right wing, keep Hundley on the left-hand side, and get Saeed Robinson further forward to support Austin Doing every time Switchbacks are have possession.
Switchbacks coming into tonight, unbeaten in the last 3 home matches. So certainly a streak they do not want to end here tonight. Certainly not against a team that is directly above them in the Western Conference standings. And now the Widener Field crowd once again getting loud and rooting on their club. the form that the Switchbacks have taken under Wolde Harris, the city of Colorado Springs has really bought into it. These last few home matches since the coaching change, they've been well attended. The fans here have been engaged and loud. It's been a really good atmosphere here at Widener Field the last couple of weeks, as Matt Hunley has it bounce off of his chest. Enriquez fresh into the matchup. Gives that one up. And now Ishjom trying to take it away. And now this one deflected. Good job by Ishjom, but Corti will come up to play it.
A good high press from the Switchbacks. Jom all the way forward from that left back spot.
Fans, want to let you know that the Shandy Clinic is a proud sponsor of Switchbacks FC. The Shandy Clinic, exceptional therapy for exceptional children. And Guadabaye taps this one forward. Good job by Saeed Robinson guiding it to Matt Hunley. Fans getting on their feet. Hunley tried to send it in, and he sent it right off the grill. And the Toros player is down. Hunley tried to cross it in, and instead got an RGV player in the beak.
What a wonderful touch that was from Saeed Robinson to spring Hunley forward down the Switchbacks left-hand side.
And that'll be Isidro Martinez, who is down on the field. And we'll have an Ortho Centura nod to the dock here. We saw Abdul Guadabaye get struck in the teeth by a shot earlier. Now Martinez taking one in his schnoz. So now, after all of that, we'll have a Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick. Matt Hunley will take this one. These corners tend to favor the right-footed, as Hunley is, and he'll send this one in. Jack tried to head that one in the back of the net, and that's also a big reason why Jamal Jack is in this matchup right now. You say, well, defense for offense doesn't make a lot of sense when you're down by a goal. In those situations, nobody beats Jamal Jack on those 50-50 balls. And there, Jack was able to elevate, just couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, when he's attacking at pace, he can be so dangerous. Jamal Jack, you saw that. It was a terrific ball in from that Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick. Jamal Jack rose well, just wasn't able to direct his header on goal. And, of course, the size of having the three center backs on the field in Guadabaye, Jack, and Chris Reeves, who's now over at the right back position, really gives a lot for the Switchbacks from those kind of set pieces.
They're all built like linebackers. Going to make it very difficult for RGVFC to break through that, as that pass is a little bit too strong on the far side.
Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider for your Switchbacks.
Switchbacks, after this one, we'll head out to Northern California for a couple of matchups, Sacramento and Fresno. They will have Ronnie Argueta back in the midfield for those two matchups, which is significant, not just because they miss him in the midfield, but also it will be a homecoming of sorts for Ronnie Argueta, as he played last season at Fresno.
Yeah, the Costa Mesa, California native is here. Hunley pops up. Speaking of California, the former Bruin of UCLA.
And Hunley getting some space, gives this one off, comes hard, and now a shot by Hunley. A little bit too strong there. He was trying to set up Shane Malcolm, but it came right back to Hunley, and he just ended up sending it high. So it remains 3-2, 74th minute. Who's up? Who's down? Find out where your team stands each and every Monday when you check out the USL Championship Power Rankings. Again, every Monday at USLsoccer.com. Both of these teams trying to move up both the power rankings and the standings, as a foul will be called here against Rio Grande Valley FC. So the Switchbacks will get a restart in the attacking end of the field. Syed Robinson will play it out wide. Chris Reeves now playing right back, getting more involved in the attacking play. Here's Jamal Jack. Abdul Guadabaye. Ball slowly rolling to the far side. Reeves gets there. Jack back with it. Goldie Harris behind Reeves, directing traffic. Now Jordan Schweitzer puts his foot through it, looking for Ish Jome. It just hung up enough and allowed Samuels to get ahead on it. Now Jome back with it on Samuels. Beats him to the line, sends it across, and only doing was in the area, and it was well over his head, and it'll go out for a Toros throw-in. 75 minutes down, at least 15 to go here. RGVFC falling down 2-0 on the road. And most weeks that would be a wrap. But not for this Toros team, as that shot is sent high over the crossbar. They stuck with it, leaned on their best players, like Michael Salazar, scored their first goal, and then they continued from there, added 2 more, and here we stand with a 3-2 Toros lead, and they will make a substitution.
Yeah, Roberto Coronado going to come in for Rio Grande Valley FC Toros, I believe, at the next dead ball.
As Reeves gives that one off to Jamal Jack, back over to Reeves. Now Jack passing it up. Hunley has it. Hunley gets free. Taps it through to Dewing. And now Toros reclaim possession. Be the second substitution once it does happen for Rio Grande Valley FC. This one staying in for the moment, and now it goes out.
And here will be
job there.
And here will be the substitution. Coming out will be one of the goal scorers.
So Gold's Gym substitution. Robert Coronado in. Andres Arcilla, who is credited with the go-ahead goal, will exit. And it looks like it's the perfect time. Arcilla looks like he's had enough, but he does his job, has his team out in front, and now a little defense coming into the matchup for RGVFC on the Gold Gym substitution. Now Schweitzer over to Jamal Jack. Chris Reeves will try to start the break back the other way. Jack now to Schweitzer. Schweitzer to Reeves, now to Burt, back to Reeves. Up the field a little further. 79th minute now. Time running out on Switchbacks FC. Here's Joan over to Matt Hunley. Hunley to Nguadabaye. Reverses fields over to Reeves. Chris Reeves with space. He'll keep dribbling it up, make someone defend him. Now he gives it off to Schweitzer. To Hunley. Hunley now one-on-one. Fans getting loud. Ish Jome. Splits two defenders to Syed Robinson. Robinson to Dewing, got a foot on it. Now Burt battling, out to Reeves. Now to Malcolm. Malcolm, he'll chip it. Header just a little bit wide. Austin Dewing. But a great sequence there from Switchbacks FC. Dewing just pushing it wide.
Yeah, Dewing finding himself in such a good area. Just drifting off the back shoulder of the defender, Shane Malcolm leaning back, whipping that ball into the far post. And Austin Dewing just unable to keep his header on goal. Nico Corti, not in a ton of a rush to restart that one. Good rise by Ishchome and then cleaned up by Jordan Schweitzer.
Now Jack, out wide to Reeves. Now Jack, over the top, headed away by RGVFC. Now they'll take full control and clear it down the field. Reeves back across midfield to Jack. Doing Guadabaye to the near side for Jome. Robinson now out wide. Malcolm. Get back to Reeves. Reeves was trying to get the return pass on the run. And now Schweitzer's going to be given the yellow card as Monroy goes down.
Yeah, it's twice the burst of speed, change of pace from Camilo Monroy, the young Colombian. He's caught the switchbacks out this time, forcing Jordan Schweitzer to make the challenge. You see it right there. Looks a little soft, maybe just the hand making contact with the side of Camilo Monroy. The referee judging that to be a professional foul and giving the young Canadian, via the way of the great city of Seattle, that man right there, Jordan Schweitzer, the yellow card. DU product, Jordan Schweitzer.
5th yellow card of the year for Schweitzer, who does not seem amused with Monroy. And now Syed Robinson with it. So Switchbacks press on, trailing 3-2. Jamal Jack in the middle of the field. There will be a substitution made at the next stoppage by Woldy Harris and the Switchbacks. I don't want to speculate, but I think Cesar Romero is going to come in. On the far side, and now a whistle and a foul called against Chris Reeves, who is staying tight-lipped, but his body language tells the story. He does not agree. It's actually Kwasi Donsu that's making his way into the game. That's what you get for recklessly speculating. It is more of an attacking player, though, with Donsu, as he'll replace Matt Hunley on our Gold's Gym substitution. Donsu for Hunley in the 83rd. As this one sent down field and goes out of play. Tune in to ESPN News on August 21st, next Wednesday, at 3 p.m. Mountain Time for Wednesday night soccer matchup between two of the best in the East. North Carolina FC welcomes in Eastern Conference leaders Tampa Bay Rowdies with playoff positioning battles heating up. See it all August 21st, 3 p.m. Mountain on Wednesday night soccer on ESPN News. Shane Malcolm on the far sideline. Ball goes out. It's not early anymore. Switchbacks FC need to find a way to try and get the equalizer. I don't think they'll be thrilled with a 3-3 draw either, but at this point in the season, you gotta start just collecting points, and even to get one would be a small consolation prize. When Switchbacks FC had a 2-0 lead before fans even really got settled into their seats. And since then, the Toros have rattled off 3 in a row. Malcolm over to Robinson. Robinson gets it taken away from behind. Pushing up the field are the Toros. On the near side, it's Enriquez, and he'll just let this one go. Jamal Jack gets there. Now Jordan Schweitzer puts his foot through it. Looking for Donsu or Jome, and that's a good header to get it out of play by Andrew Samuels. Quick throwing goes to Donsu. To the middle of the field for Jordan Burt. Burt chipped over the top, looking for Malcolm. Malcolm keeps it in play. Now to Reeves. Malcolm. Malcolm sends it into the box, and Porti skies to grab that one.
Yeah, you think about the Colorado Springs Switchbacks going forward on that little California two-step that they're doing. Imagine having Jamal Jack, Ronnie Argueta back to be available for the Switchbacks. Give them a lot of options. We'll see just what the prognosis is on Mike Seth. He really looked like he was favoring that right arm as he was brought off the field, but having Jamal Jack and Ronnie Argueta be able to return to the lineup going forward for the home team in white will be huge for Wolde Harris and the Switchbacks.
And this is the 11. Roland mentioned the first substitution made by the Switchbacks. They do not have another one, so it's got to be this group that finds the equalizer here late. Rodriguez up to Jack. Now Reeves. Now to the near side, Warren Guadabaye. First Reeves. Switchbacks can't seem to get any further than this point right here. Toros are sitting back on a line, almost like a prevent defense in football. As Robinson chips it over the top, headed away. And now Robinson gets it back just for a foul to be called. And while we have a moment, we'll give you our Penrose St. Francis critical moment. And it was Arcilla, Andres Arcilla, his second goal of the season. Abraham Rodriguez got a hand on it, but it wasn't enough. And that stands to be the game winner if the Switchbacks can't find a way to break down this Toros defense.
Hey, Rodriguez.
Or if the Toros score again. Taken away by Guadabaye. Now Shane Malcolm, excuse me. And now he runs into Adams, and they just gonna let things go. The contact on both sides, you would figure, would draw a whistle one way or another. And now Adams looks like he took the worst of it.
Yeah, that's a big challenge. Both players going for a 50-50 ball. What a break forward that was from Shane Malcolm. Just stretching for that ball, goes crashing in. Referee just slowing things down. See there, Shane Malcolm gets his foot to the ball first, and then just the collision of bodies there with the Toros captain Adams.
And obviously the most important thing is Adams' health with the Ortho Centura nod to the dock. But you would think, and now Dewing and Salazar are starting to get into it a little bit. This should be a foul called on Adams. Malcolm got to the ball first. There was contact from the defender. Just because Adams takes the worst of it doesn't mean that the foul wasn't on him.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, and as you said, Austin Dewing just clearing up some grievances that RGV FC had off the ball. You see there Adams limping away. Looks like he's going to be okay. Just has to go off the field before he can be waved back on after that treatment from the referee, the treatment from the doc, excuse me.
And they're not going to whistle foul at all. They're going to let the result of the play stand and let the Toros throw this one in, which Salazar will then proceed to head out. Adams below our broadcast position, getting back, allowed back onto the field. Last couple minutes here. Saeed Robinson with it for Switchbacks FC. Jordan Schweitzer. Who's going to be the hero for Switchbacks FC? Get a point out of this. Stay 2 points back of Rio Grande Valley FC, but gain ground on everyone above them. Jamal Jack across midfield. This one chipped down and kept in for a moment, but lost by Ish Jome. And you see it there. 6 additional minutes being tacked on the TikTok shop stoppage time. So go ahead and sit right back down, fans. We got a significant amount of time left in this matchup, and certainly the home team will take those 6 minutes. This one sent in, headed away by Adams. And now cleared downfield by the Toros. They'll be content to do that for the entire 6 minutes. Saeed Robinson to the near side for Nguatabaye. Rolls it up to Jome. Jome steps away. Off to Schweitzer. He can strike from distance. Won't this time. Now Doing. Holds. Plays that one up and now chipped away by Rio Grande Valley FC. Schweitzer with the left foot. Gets it up to Donsu. And now taken away by RGV. They'll push it. They'll take the counter attack if they can get it. Good recovery there by Saeed Robinson. Now it's Chris Reeves there taking it away. Back the other way come the Switchbacks. Players falling down all over the place. Burt fires! Tipped over the top by Nico Corti. Save of the night for Corti. It will result in a corner kick, though. Let's take a look at this again. Jordan Burt put it on goal well there, and Corti able to get up. But he'll have to perhaps make another save here. Jome on the Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick. Corti wants Austin Doing out of his area. Doing saying he's allowed to be in his area. Jome patiently waiting in the corner. Chips it in. Headed into the back of the net! Abdul Nguatabaye, are you kidding me? We are tied up! His second goal of the season! Switchbacks! Back level!
And still time for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC to get the winner. Abdul Nguatabaye storming forward from that center back spot. What a ball this is from the Pikes Peak National Bank. And what about that for a header? Pick that one out. We're all tied up. The native of Rwanda ties us at 3. And there is still time for a winner here at Widener Field.
You cannot draw it up any better than that. His first goal as a member of the Switchbacks, his second of the season. If you remember, he started the year in the Sporting Kansas City system with Swope Park Rangers, got his first goal. And now with the Switchbacks, Gets his second of the year. Now RGVFC, they're a little upset. They're not satisfied with the draw, so they want to press. They want to steal those extra 2 points back as a whistle and a foul is called in the corner. And now the Switchbacks look up. There's not a lot of time remaining as Syed Robinson pleading his case. I think he's telling the referee that it was his birthday the other day and he should be treated accordingly. And the referee apparently not obliging. What a huge goal. It's going to make, if this result holds, and I say that knowing what we have seen through 94 minutes, as we'll have a joint chiropractic free kick, but if this result holds, 1 point will kind of feel like 3 for the Switchbacks, I would think. But they got to defend as this free kick is sent in, headed away by Jamal Jack. Ish Jones picks it up. Switchbacks aren't done. They have a couple of minutes. A foul is going to be called on the far side. Switchbacks would like a yellow card to be produced, as Shane Malcolm gets taken down. Got quite a bit of error on the contact. Malcolm's going to work his way back to his feet here. If they're not going to issue a yellow, at least keep in mind the amount of time it's taken for Shane to work his way back up, as it will indeed be a yellow card issued. So it's late produced, but produced nonetheless. So Hanson Hot Springs yellow card, and now Jordan Schweitzer, with one of the stronger legs on the team, will send this one into the box from a mile out. Burt with the header towards Corti, and he smothers it.
Good idea there by the Switchbacks. Jordan Schweitzer looking back post to brother Jordan Burt. Just trying to play that one across was Jordan Burt. Won the knockdown, just waiting for a touch in, but the Switchbacks didn't get it, and that's going to end us here at Widener Field. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 3, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros 3.
It was a night that looked like it was going to be all Switchbacks. Give credit to the visitors. They battled back, reclaimed the lead, but Abdul Nguadabaye scored the game-tying goal. As you take a look at Shane Malcolm there, talking with some of the RGVFC players. A terrifically played matchup here tonight by two teams looking to make their way up the Western Conference standings. Shane Malcolm will be our Better Business Bureau man of the match. That ends in a 3-3 draw. There's Malcolm. Scored the first goal of the match, and that's why he is our Better Business Bureau man of the match. Stay tuned. More to come from Widener Field. We finish tied up at 3.
Amazed and astonished. Hey, shut up!
It's a little dangerous.
I feel like my eyes have been opened.
This is the Masked Singer. Who is that? Who's behind the mask? Oh, now! Oh my God!
did you kill all those people?
His name is Malcolm Whitley. I hunt down killers like my father. You have a copycat.
I'm flattered and deeply concerned.
Save it.
There's so much I can teach you about murder. Maybe we can solve a few together.
In the house of the rising sun.
Well, if you missed soccer this week at Widener Field, you missed a lot. 2 exciting matchups this week, both ending in ties. 2-2 on Wednesday against Portland, and now a 3-all draw tonight against Rio Grande Valley FC. Let's take a look at the mathematics of it all. Each team ends up with 3 goals. Switchbacks dominate the shot total and the shots on target and the possession. And really, Roland, that's the last few minutes. They kept pushing, they kept generating opportunities, and finally off the corner kick, Guadabaye gets the game-tying goal.
Yeah, that shot statistic, it really is astonishing. 18 shots for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Number of saves by Nico Cordy. He did a great job in goal for the Toros tonight. But what a header that was by Abdul Guadabaye to tie up that game. Late doors here at Widener Field, 3-3.
And to look grand scheme of things and say we only got 2 points out of the week, but this team with this new lineup scores more. They got Jamal Jack back. They'll get Ronnie Argueta back. I think there's a lot of reasons for these guys to be smiling right now.
Yeah, there sure is. There's optimism going into that trip to California. As you see there, the Switchbacks signing the back-to-school backpack giveaways.
Well, Jordan Burt with one of the goals tonight. That's going to do it for us. For our producer, Gary Stebbins, and our outstanding crew, my broadcast partner, Roland Vargas, I'm Ryan Kaufman saying goodnight from Widener Field. It was a fun one that ends with each team scoring 3 goals. And now the Switchbacks will head to California. There's the game-tying goal. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.